Don't forget to go to ashkicking.com for pound the best home health and beauty fragrance products.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the numbers for Golovkin-Martirosyan, or I should say Golovkin versus Golovkin-Martirosyan, are in. Golovkin did 1.3 million views, as that's what the numbers peaked at. According to reports, those are the best numbers on cable television for this year. So that is the most watched fight so far this year. Before this fight, Deontay Wilder, he held the title of most watched fight for the year. So once again, the numbers were around 1.3 million. Those are some strong numbers. Now, what's really interesting is Golovkin versus Wade and Golovkin versus Willie Monroe. Those fights also coincidentally did 1.3 million. So to me, this just tells me that there's no doubt about it that if Golovkin can do 1.3 million against a Golovkin-Martirosyan, a Willie Monroe, a Dominic Wade, then this means he would do really good numbers against a Jamal Charlo, against a Demetrius Andrade, against a Danny Jacobs in a rematch, certainly if it was on HBO. Because you guys have to remember, the difference from Willie Monroe and Dominic Wade is those fighters, they have never headlined on HBO. But when it comes to Danny Jacobs, when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, when it comes to Jamal Charlo, all of those fighters have either headlined on HBO Showtime or at least has been the co-main event, the co-feature. So obviously, if Golovkin could do decent numbers against an opponent that has never headlined or been a co-main event on HBO on Showtime, obviously we know how the numbers would look if Golovkin would get in the ring with his mandatories, Danny Jacobs or Jamal Charlo. Now obviously Sergey Derenyevchenko is not going to do huge numbers, but that doesn't really matter because Sergey is his mandatory. He really has no choice but to fight him unless he wants to give up the belt. The funny thing is, this used to be the excuse that Golovkin and Abel Sanchez, his trainer, they used to always use. We have no choice but to fight Wade. We have no choice but to fight Willie Monroe. He's our mandatory, right? But now they're talking a little bit different when the mandatories are actually sharks swimming around Golovkin's raft. Speaking of those sharks, we're going to see really soon what Golovkin is going to do, because the IBF, they have already gave him a deadline to either fight against now in the last video Sergey Derenyevchenko by August 3rd or give up the belt. Golovkin instead of now, facing his mandatory has reached out to IBF and Derenyevchenko, Sergey Derenyevchenko's people in a rematch to try to pay them off. Gennady Golovkin's was the last report. They said today that if they don't get Canelo Alvarez in September, then they're trying to fight Ryota Murata next. We'll see what happens, but this is not a good look for Gennady Golovkin. Listen, fans, I want to say this right now. You guys cannot have it both ways when it comes to Triple G. You can't say he's the best fighter, he's pound for pound, he's this, he's the best middleweight, etc., 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 but then at the same time, in the same breath, say, I don't want him to fight against the best. He's old now, he's this and he's that. Whatever excuse you want to make, you guys cannot have it both ways. If Golovkin doesn't want to fight the best fighters, he doesn't have to. I'm okay with that. But if he's going to do that, let's call a spade, okay? I mean, go ahead and let him sit on the sidelines. There's no reason to call him pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world because you guys don't want him to fight the best fighters in the world, okay? So if you want him to be looked at as an overrated fighter that never reached his potential because he wouldn't get in the ring with the best fighters in his division, if you guys want Golovkin to have that type of reputation and that type of legacy, then I'm okay with him not fighting the best. He can go ahead and keep fighting the Golovkin-Martirosyans, the Muratas, all he wants. He doesn't have to fight the best. While fighters like Deontay Wilder continue to fight the best, while fighters like Errol Spence continues to fight the best, the Charlo brothers, Terrence Crawford, and all these fighters on the coincidental list that don't have Hope insurance, while they continue to fight the best, these are the fighters, regardless if you like them or not, they're going to be looked at as greats, okay? Gennady Golovkin, his career will be extremely tainted if he does not get in the ring with the best fighters available. I hear some fans say, oh, well, at least he fought Canelo Alvarez. But that's like saying, if Floyd Mayweather never fought anyone but Genaro Hernandez, you'll sit over here and you'll defend. Do you think anyone will be defending Golovkin's or Floyd Mayweather's record if he never moved up 5 weight classes and the only person that he beat was, let's say, Genaro Hernandez and Castillo once? You think anyone will be saying, hey man, well, he beat Genaro Hernandez? No, it doesn't work that way. Floyd Mayweather has beat at least 5 fighters that were on the pound for pound list when he beat them. And a lot of those opponents were bigger than Floyd Mayweather. It was when Floyd Mayweather was moving up in weight. So let's see what Gennady Golovkin does in the next couple of days. Let's see what he does in the next couple of weeks when it comes to his announcements. Is he going to announce that he's given up the IBF belt to avoid his mandatory? Is he going to announce that he's given up the WBC belt to avoid his WBC mandatory, Jermall Charlo? It should be really interesting in the next couple of weeks. That's all I got for now, guys.